Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you all in a good condition. Let me introduce my group. We are from the second group, which consists of Yusi Febrianti, Nada Safitri, Sekar Wulandari, and myself, Arum Kusumaningrum. Here, we will presentation about syntactic forms, grammatical function, and semantic rules. As we have seen, such PS rules allow us to represent the constituent structure of a given sentence in terms of lexical and phrasal syntactic categories. There are other dimensions of the analysis of sentence. One such way is using the notion of grammatical function such as subject and object. Jadi seperti yang telah kita ketahui dari materi sebelumnya, aturan PS memungkinkan kita untuk merepresentasikan struktur konstituen dari kalimat tertentu dalam istilah kategori sintaksis leksikal dan frasal. Namun, ada dimensi lain dari analisis kalimat. Salah satu caranya adalah dengan menggunakan pengertian fungsi grammatical seperti subjek dan objek. Sebagai contoh, the monkey scratched the boy on Monday. This sentence can be structurally represented in terms of either syntactic categories or grammatical function as in the following. Dalam syntactic categories, the monkey sebagai NP, scratched sebagai VP, a boy sebagai MP, on Monday sebagai PP. Sedangkan dalam grammatical function, the monkey sebagai subject, scratched sebagai predikat, a boy sebagai object, and on Monday sebagai modifier. Next, we will discuss about grammatical function, subject. The first is subject agreement. Agreement is the main verb of a sentence agrees with the subject in English. Jadi di dalam subject agreement, subjek dan verb kalimat itu harus saling menyesuaikan. Sebagai contoh, yang pertama, she never rides or ride home. Karena di sini subjeknya she, jadi verb yang sesuai adalah rides menggunakan s. Contoh yang kedua, these books saddens or sadden me. Karena di sini subjeknya adalah this, jadi verb yang sesuai adalah sadden tanpa s. Contoh yang ketiga, our neighbor takes or take his children to school in his car. Karena di sini subjeknya our, jadi verb yang sesuai adalah take tanpa s. The second is take questions. A take question, a short question tagged onto the end of an utterance, is also a reliable subjecthood test. Jadi, take question itu intinya berfungsi sebagai kalimat penjelas. Contoh yang pertama, the lady singing with a boy is a genius. Isn't she or isn't he? Karena di sini subjeknya the lady adalah perempuan, jadi yang tepat adalah isn't she. Contoh yang kedua, with their teacher, the kids have arrived safely, haven't they or hasn't he? Karena di sini subjeknya their teacher atau mereka, jadi yang tepat adalah haven't they. The third is subject auxiliary inversion. Informing questions and other sentence type involves placing the subject after a finite auxiliary verb, which applies only to the subject. Jadi, subject auxiliary inversion itu penempatan subjek setelah kata kerja bantu. Contoh, this teacher is a genius. Dibentuk menggunakan inversi menjadi, is this teacher a genius? Di sini subjeknya adalah this teacher dan auxiliary verb-nya adalah is. Jadi, kedua elemen ini bertukar tempat. Contoh yang kedua, the kids have arrived safely. Dibentuk menggunakan inversi menjadi, have the kids arrived safely? Jadi di sini the kids adalah subjeknya dan have adalah auxiliary verb-nya. Kedua elemen ini bertukar tempat. And the next will be presented by Yusi.
Oke, next, direct object. Direct object merupakan sebuah kata benda atau kata ganti yang menerima sebuah aksi dari kata kerja dalam sebuah kalimat. Kata kerja tersebut merupakan action verb dan sekaligus transitive verb. Direct object biasanya menjawab pertanyaan what atau whom setelah action verb. Adapun rumus dari direct object yaitu subject plus verb plus what or whom. Contoh pada kalimat John and Paul played cricket. Di dalam kalimat tersebut, John and Paul adalah subjek, played adalah verb, dan cricket adalah direct object. Mengapa cricket bisa dikatakan direct object? Karena kita anggap kita bisa mengajukan sebuah pertanyaan. Gini, what did John and Paul play? Dan jawabannya yaitu cricket, sehingga cricket adalah direct object. Lanjut ada direct object dapat muncul sebagai subjek dalam kalimat pasif. Misalnya, A. This computer was bought for him by his girlfriend. B. The teapot was broken by the child by accident. Di dalam kalimat A, this computer adalah sebagai direct object berbentuk subjek. Dan B, the teapot adalah sebagai direct object sebagai subjek. Selanjutnya ada indirect object. Indirect object adalah kata benda atau kata ganti yang dipengaruhi oleh tindakan. Indirect object adalah resipien dari direct object. Indirect object biasanya menjawab pertanyaan to or for whom atau to or for what. Misalnya dalam kalimat, he sent me a present. Di dalam kalimat tersebut, present adalah direct object dan me adalah indirect object. Mengapa me bisa dikatakan indirect object? Karena kita bisa mengajukan sebuah pertanyaan. Gini, for whom did he send a present? Dan jawabannya adalah me. Sehingga me adalah indirect object karena bersifat sebagai penerima dari direct object. Selanjutnya ada indirect object dapat muncul sebagai subjek dalam kalimat pasif. Misalnya, the boys were given the CDs by John. The boys di sini sebagai indirect object yang berkedudukan sebagai subjek. Dan B, she was sent a review copy of the book by the publisher. C adalah sebagai indirect object sebagai subjek. Oke, selanjutnya ada predicative complement. Predicative complement adalah noun phrase yang mengikuti kata kerja yang tidak berperilaku sebagai direct object atau indirect object. Predicative complement ini melengkapi makna dalam kalimat dengan memberikan informasi tentang suatu kata benda. Predicative complement mengikuti linking verb. Misalnya, is, are, was, appear, feel, etc. Contohnya dalam kalimat this is my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal di sini sebagai predicative complement karena mengikuti linking verb. Dan ada perbedaan objek dan predicative complement. Objek dan predicative complement sekilas terlihat mirip, namun ada perbedaannya, yaitu jika predicative complement mengikuti linking verb, sedangkan objek tidak mengikuti linking verb. Contoh dalam kalimat A, he looked out the window. Di sini the window sebagai objek, bukan sebagai predicative complement. Dan B, he looked calm. Calm di sini sebagai predicative complement karena mengikuti linking verb look. Dan selanjutnya akan dijelaskan oleh
Oblique complement. The oblique object is complement of preposition. The oblique object or NP is directly dominated by PP. The oblique is complement of the preposition and hence it functions as an argument of the verb. Consider now the italicized expression. The first, John put book in the box, the underline in the box. The second, John talked to Bill about exam, the underline to Bill about exam. The third, she reminded him of the last time they met, the underline of the last time they met. And the last, they walked in from mind of any success they have met, the underline of any success they have met. These italicized expressions are neither object nor predicative complement, since their presence is obligatory for syntactic well-formed. They are called oblique complement. Roughly speaking, oblique contrasts with the direct function of subject and object, and oblique periods are typically expressed as PPS in English. As we have seen before, most transitive verbs can also take oblique complement. John gave a book to the student becomes John booked a book for the student. The PPS here, which cannot be object since they are not NPS, also do not serve as predicate of the subject or object. They relate directly to the verb as oblique complement. Tests for identifying oblique complement in English. First, an oblique complement is a PP or a ADVP, which behaves like a complement. It is semantically implied, syntactically necessary. The second cannot be used with a pro-VP. The third, it does not fit the definition of any the other grammatical function. Modifier. A working definition for the word modify is to change or to alter something. This definition is the same when considering the purpose of modifier within a sentence. A modifier change, clarifies, qualifies, or limits a particular word in a sentence in order to add emphasis, explanation, or detail. Modifiers tend to be described words, such as adjective and adverb. Modifier periods, such as adjective clause and adverbial periods, also exist and tend to describe adjective and adverb. A modifier can appear after to before the part of the sentence it modifier, or usually called head. The modifier that appears before the head is called the pre-modifier, while the one that appears after the head is called the post-modifier. Example: pre-modifier, black pine; post-modifier, cat on the tree. The function of predicative complement and oblique complement all have one of common property. They are all selected by the verb, and we view them as being present to complement the verb to form a legitimate VP. Hence, they are called complement or coms PS, and typically they cannot be omitted. In this comes PS, they are expressions which do not complement the predicate in the same way, and which are truly optional. The first, the bus stopped suddenly, the italicized suddenly. The second Shakespeare word is played a long time ago, the italicized a long time ago. The third, they went to the theater in London, the italicized in London. And the last, he failed chemistry because he cannot understand it, the italicized because he cannot understand it. The italicized expression here are optional and function as modifier, also called adjunct or adverbial expression. These modifiers specify the manner, location, time, or reason, among many other properties. The situation expressed by the given sentence informally. They are the how, when, where, and why periods. One additional characteristic of modifier is that they can be set up with complement cannot. A. John gave Tom a book a record. B. I saw this film several times last year during the summer. A sound here temporal adjunct like several times and last year can be repeated when whereas to the complement a book and record in a cannot. Of course, temporal adjunct do not become the subject of a passive sentence, suggesting that they cannot serve as object. Example: my uncle visited today becomes today was visited by my uncle.
Okay, next, form and function. A useful distinction in grammar is that of form and function. Grammatical form is concerned with the description of linguistic unit in terms of what they are, and grammatical function is concerned with the description of what these linguistic units do. Di sini ada tabel form and function. Formnya ada beberapa jenis, yaitu word clauses, phrase, and clause. Word clausesnya ada noun, adjective, verb, adverb, determiner, pronoun, conjunction, and preposition. Di phrase-nya ada noun phrase, adjective phrase, adverb phrase, and preposition phrase. Di clauses ada main clause, subordinate clause, and relative clause. And then di function ada subject, predicator, object, adverbial, complement, and modifier. Di sini ada contoh. The boy kissed the girl. Formnya ada noun phrase sebagai determiner, ada they, and noun sebagai boy, verbnya kissed, determinernya they, and nounnya girl. Sebagai functionnya ada subject, the boy, and kissed sebagai predicator, and the girl sebagai object. And then next, semantic rules. As noted before, semantic rules were introduced as a way of classifying the argument of predicators, mostly verb and adjective, into a closed set of participant types. An important advantage of having such semantic rules available to us is that it allows us to capture the relationship between two related sentences. As we have already seen, as another example, consider the following pair. The cat kissed the mouse. The cat-nya sebagai agent and the mouse-nya sebagai patient. Kemudian, the mouse was kissed by the cat. The mouse-nya sebagai patient and then the cat-nya sebagai agent. Okay, next, a list of the most relevant thematic rules and their associated properties is given below. Agent, a participant which the meaning of the verb specifies as doing or causing something, possibly intentionally. Example, subject of it, kick, hit, and hammer. Patient, a participant which the verb characterizes as having something happen to it and as being affected by what happens to it. Examples by object of kick, hit, and hammer. Experiencer, a participant who is characterized as aware of something. Example, subject of perception verbs like feel, smell, hear, and see. Attempt, a participant which is characterized as changing its position or condition, or as being in a state or position. Example-nya, direct object of give, hand, subject of come, and happen, die. Maksudnya dari agen itu seorang peserta yang arti kata kerjanya menentukan, melakukan, atau menyebabkan beberapa hal. Kemudian patient, partisipan yang dicirikan oleh kata kerjanya sebagai sesuatu yang terjadi padanya dan terpengaruhi oleh apa yang terjadi padanya. Kemudian experiencer, seorang peserta yang dicirikan sebagai sadar akan sesuatu. Kemudian tema, seorang peserta yang dicirikan mengubah posisi atau kondisinya dalam suatu posisi. Next, benefactive, the entity that benefits from the action or event denoted by the predicator. Example, oblique complement of make and buy. Search, the one from which motion process. Example, subject of promise, object of deprive, free and cure. Go, the one to which motion process. Example, subject of receive, buy, indirect object to of tell and give. Location, the thematic rule associated with the noun phrase expressing the location in a sentence with a verb of location. Example-nya, subject of keep or retain locative. And then instrument, the medium by which the action or event denoted by the predicator is carried out. Example, oblique complement of hit, wipe, and hammer. Oke, maksud dari benefit itu bermanfaat, entitas yang diuntungkan dari tindakan atau peristiwa yang dilambangkan dengan predikator. Kemudian sumber dari mana gerakan itu berlangsung. Kemudian sasaran, gerakan kemana dilanjutkannya. Kemudian ada lokasi, peran tematik yang terkait dengan non-place yang mengungkapkan lokasi dalam sebuah kalimat dengan kata kerja lokasi. Kemudian ada instrumen, media di mana tindakan atau peristiwa yang dilambangkan dengan predikator dilakukan di luar.
Well guys, that's all that we can explain to you about syntactic forms, grammatical function, and semantic rules. Thank you for your attention. Sorry for any mistake when we presented. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you and have a good day.